It's almost 6:30 by some clock, so I'd like to begin the caucus at November 18th, 2015 at around 6:30. We're missing Anthony, I guess. We do have a special presentation this evening for the activity that was out at the Stafford Park. And that will be handled by the councilman in that area and Councilman Aging. And that will begin at the very start of our meeting. I'd like to move on to the ordinances 2015-66, which is on a third reading. Does anyone have a problem or question with passing this tonight?
Madam Chair,
Yes?
I looked through the electronic copy of the document, had the highlighted section, and I noticed that in the section that outlines how much will go where, it still says what it originally did, 2% for general fund, 0.25% going to, I think, bond retirement, or no, capital improvements. Does that need to be changed?
It was supposed to be, excuse me.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the whole thing is going to the general fund. The whole
That's what it
2.5 goes to the general fund.
Okay, because as I read it last night on my computer, it still says 2% and 0.25%. There's a whole 0.25% missing.
Okay, I'm sorry, I did not read what you're reading. Mr.
I don't have a copy
Montella,
with me.
he is due to, oh, here it is. Here he is, right here.
We talked about this previously, John, if you remember.
Yeah, we had changed that in the previous copy. I don't know if she got it.
Could it be because of it's the online copy didn't get updated?
Could be.
But the copy that we are going to send down is sent to the general fund, correct?
Yes.
Rita changed it.
Well, I don't know if they did or not because they
They
didn't
did.
redline it.
This is
It's possible that they did though.
It's even highlighted.
This is their copy, this isn't mine.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't the one I did originally.
Why would they send us something that's...
I don't know, but they changed this. I had it to 2.50.
Even in the, it is 2.5, correct?
Correct.
So even in the first section, they got 2.25. So they did screw this up. She had it the wrong copy.
So do we, I'm sorry?
We'll amend that,
So do we need to amend this particular one, John, or does it go in?
Hello? Yeah.
yeah, I don't have all the copies here, unfortunately. I would say just amend that section. The first section, the 2.5, the 2.25 should be 2.5. I don't know how she could miss that one. And then the 2% allocation should be 2.5. To the general fund, the rest of the section should be deleted.
Do that tonight.
Well, I'll double check with her. I mean, maybe she did put it back in there. Maybe it has to be back in there.
Can we give it another reading?
Well, it's on a third reading. What we can't
You
do
can give
is,
it another reading, guys.
Make a motion to amend.
we make a motion to amend, or we can wait until the next session and send it down.
She did just give it to us. What do you think? I mean, do we need to get it done right
Yeah,
away?
I think we can do that last month, so.
Well, obviously, I assume she read it over and it looks like she reviewed the wrong copy. But why don't we, I mean, I'm sure that whatever Rita approves will be attached, but if you want to amend those two sections,
No, I don't think so. A third reading is a third reading.
everything else.
Well, you can go past 3 readings, it's just you're required to give 3 readings. You can give a fourth or fifth, you can give as many as you want.
Madam Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
this document is time sensitive. It was due back a month or so ago.
If we could possibly pull the amendment together, anyone might want to agree to amend it, is that okay with everyone?
Are we sure we have the right copy now?
Yeah. I'm double checking. We'll go on to the next one, I'll let you know in a second. Take a couple minutes.
Well, Charlie, you can possibly pull them together, and then we can give it to someone or yourself, myself, or someone to amend it.
And then to make him a copy.
Okay, John, go ahead and do that for us, and then we'll move on to 2015-70. Let me go back first. Is everyone in agreement to pass this tonight with the amendment, making sure that it's correct?
Yeah, as long as we have a good point.
Yes, okay. Okay. Moving on to Resolution 2015-22. This resolution is on a second reading. Do we want to move this to a vote, or just let it go as a second reading? Third reading? Okay. (2015-74) is the zoning text change, and this is the one that we have been going around and around and around. And since you are, I believe you were the introducer.
Yeah, I was approached along it.
Okay, I would suggest that we either keep it or delete it.
Couldn't it be favored?
I think we have to start, from what I'm hearing to folks, is that we probably will have to take it out totally. And if we're going to do something, we should do it overall rather than piece by piece. And I think that
I'll withdraw it.
Or put it in committee so we could actually discuss it with possibly planning and zoning. I mean, this is something we have to go through.
Eventually.
John, speak to the reason why this was actually put in here.
26,935.
You could give us any feedback, John?
absolutely, I think, John, did you want to speak to this?
Well, the business bailed, so, but I, I agree we should withdraw it, I guess, and let them go through the regular planning process. Somebody should, make a motion to either refer it to the planning commission like yourselves, or the applicant can file a motion for an application.
Okay, and we had talked with the folks that own the building, and they were, I think the suggestion was that they would apply to planning and zoning and begin there, which is probably where they should have started in the first place.
Yes.
Is the interest still there, John, or did they really fail on Maple Heights?
If you talk to the landlord, he thinks they're still interested,
Yes.
if they don't want to fight, but if you talk, I reached out to the lawyer for the company, and he said that they're not interested. I have an email to that effect.
So it's not crucial.
I checked yesterday to make sure, whether
I
or
still
not,
think
so I
we
guess they're not
need to
interested.
discuss
So
it
I don't know.
over come through.
It should be.
I'm going to refer it to planning and zoning. I'll make a motion, let them discuss it and have a public hearing.
That's fine. And again, there are probably other properties like that.
Well, the building's not made for office space. It's an industrial building that...
It was.
Yeah, it was. Well, it was zoned office, yes, but that building, to retrofit that to be an office, you're looking at probably $1 million or more. So that's not feasible. It's better to have it as a general industrial or just general commercial. So I'll make a motion to refer to planning and zoning.
We probably should be. Good.
It would save some time too.
I think so, and then we'll give a call to the owners who still think that there's a possible sale. I think, I heard that they wanted to retire and sell out, so they're very concerned about getting a business in there, so we will make sure that they're on board with going to planning and zoning if they still want to do the
Madam Chair?
change. Yes.
This has come up at other planning and zoning meetings about a property that is no longer a permitted use because of a zoning change. So this is something that I know that Mr. Montello has mentioned in the past, looking at it in general, kind of like I think Ms. Jones was saying, looking at it in general, what do we do with a property that exists in a zoning district for which that use it was built for is no longer existent? What do you do in that case? If someone's possibly, grandfathered in, someone has a building that can no longer be used for its original intent. So it might be good to have a broader conversation about that too, because it's not just this one building or this one zoning district that's having this challenge.
Well, and I agree to that too, because like in Cleveland, they do a spot zoning. So I mean, there is a way that we could be more flexible in this matter without changing
Right.
the use for the whole.
Well, we often talk about that we're doing spot zoning rather than an overall look at what needs to be done. But
Overall,
that's,
could be detrimental to a point too.
it could, and you're right. It could be either or. Okay. Depends on when we do that then.
So Madam Chair, in the meantime, I'm sorry I'm interrupting you, but in the meantime, do we have any type of plan in case they are moving forward in order for us to do the change? I mean, can planning and zoning meet sooner in order for this to happen?
We'd have to
Because
contact
we're
planning
still
and
in the
zoning.
same boat.
But the building department has been working there, and in fact, when we were discussing this last week, I think the fire had been there and we're checking the system. I think the building department, and when I did speak with the mayor, he had said that they would be willing to hold off on the asphalt, of course, and that there was definitely a way that we could work with them.
Do a conditional use, as you were
Well,
saying?
we didn't even talk about conditional use, that was just brought
It
up.
is something just for them to transfer the property. I mean, I'm not even thinking we're concerned about what the point of sale is for
Mhm.
the entire, it's just for them to be able to actually transfer the property so we get a business.
So they could move in, right? We'll bring that forward. We had talked, you had mentioned temporary occupancy, isn't that what you had said? But conditional might be a little different.
Well, conditional would deal with the zoning.
Right, right.
I think it would be good to have a committee hearing on this topic.
As soon as we can, so that we don't need,
Well, back to,
Your committee.
definitely go back to planning and zoning.
Housing.
Yep, everybody can come to planning and zoning, that's not an issue. Moving on to 215-75 is the water service agreement with the city of Cleveland. This is a first reading. Is there any reason why we cannot move this forward tonight? Any questions?
Madam Chair,
Yes?
hadn't the mayor mentioned in the previous meeting that this was not what he wanted to do?
John?
He was worried that we're kind of dickering with them over some monies that are due for repairs, but in the other, if we don't pass this agreement, I don't see them wanting to deal with us. But we also have a $160,000 grant that we've been awarded to repair some work on, no cost to the city, somewhere on Henry, I believe. And so if we don't sign this agreement, I don't think it's a good thing not to sign the agreement, to be honest with you. My opinion would be to let pass it and let's get it to them.
And if I'm not mistaken, we had, I had also heard that we have bills that we have sent to the water department, but for whatever reason, they have not been paying these bills because
Partly because the agreements haven't been signed.
That's correct, so it sure sounds like we need to pass this one on. We all agree.
So could I ask a question, Madam Chair?
Sure.
As part of the agreement, and I'm sorry because I did not read it and I don't have a copy of it, so when the water department actually does their fixes, is it still on the city for us to repair the road and the utility cut? That's not something that we're reimbursed for. They do actually the work and then we have to go in to do the repair of the street.
So,
We're actually giving them ownership of the lines. Right?
Just
There's
the
also going to be a
lines.
utility agreement signed with this, as well as a sewer maintenance agreement signed with this. So this says this agreement plus any related documents. So my understanding is they'll be paying all the costs, so we don't
They
have.
close the hole and they leave whatever they leave there, but then our guys have to go in to actually make it nice, drivable.
Yes, I guess. But that should be less expensive to us, you know, than us doing all. In an emergency, obviously, we'll still go out and probably do it if we can't get clearly an emergency, you know, but we'll first try to call them to get them to come out and do it.
2015-76 is a resolution with Gatchel Grant Resources to develop and submit an application. That would be,
That's correct.
would you like to speak to that, please?
76 and 77 are both tied in with each other.
Okay.
Gatchel Grant is a company that the fire department's been using to write these FEMA grants. They were helpful and responsible for us getting the SAFER grant. This is a rewrite of the grant. The agreement with them is if we are not granted the FG grant in the following year, they rewrite it free of cost. So we have adjusted some of the items that we are requesting to still fit in the parameters of the grant, and we would like them to rewrite the grant. The grant opening period is current,
Oh,
so this is a little time sensitive,
okay.
and hopefully with the state of the city and fine tuning the grant a little bit, we can be more successful with that one this year, I'm hoping.
So you're talking both of them?
That's
Yes,
correct.
okay. Do we have questions, concerns? Go ahead, Tony.
Sorry. Chief, is this still for the year 2015, or is this going to take place in 16? I mean, is 15 the right?
They call it the 15, but it takes place in 16. It's always written with the previous year's demarcation on there.
Seems to be the time they, you got grants all, they're all over. Okay, if we can possibly pass this tonight, does anyone have a concern with it? Both of them, that would be 7.6 and 7.7. Resolution 2015-78 is the fire prevention grant, and that's back to you, Chief, isn't it?
Yes. That was, we had requested, basically, try to go after every grant we possibly could. FM Global is actually the company that insures 17,000 Rockside, the Fannie Mae Corporation. And we were told that, they had this grant program, so we applied for it and just received notification that we received the grant. I think we're down to barely one camera working on the department, so Captain Siphon put in for 2 cameras with associated hardware, and that's what we were granted, so that'll be very helpful. And we use that for, investigations and documenting emergencies and all that, so.
Any questions for the Chief? And we're okay passing this as well? Tonight? Good. Would you check your expenditures, which are pretty slim? Any questions? We still are using Finley for,
We're really the only company in the area that does pump repair.
okay. I wanted to let council aware of 2 things. Number one is we have a orientation planned, which is going to be on the 7th of December, City Hall, room 7, and letters should be going out tomorrow, and people who are coming back and newly elected will be expected to attend. And that will be, also, our mayor-elect is asked to be involved in that, so that might be an interesting session. It starts at 6 o'clock. 6, correct. Also, I wanted to let you know that our newly elected District 1, Stafford Jeanette, has sent us a resignation letter, and his last day will be December 31st, 2015. We will put out an advertisement very soon and see if we can't get this position filled before the end of the year, because right after the swearing-in ceremony, we will have a planning and zoning meeting. So that needs to be done. And also, I wanted to give you a heads up. Everyone will be getting a postcard with this announcement, but Waste Management, Vince Crawford, called yesterday, and he wanted to let us know that because of their work schedule or the schedule that they have with a few other communities, he's going to be moving the Wednesday pickup over here on the east side to Friday.
Wednesday pickup is, yeah, you're right. What's
Yeah.
that?
Oh, that's good.
Wednesday's what's that?
There is some on the east side.
So just for the Wednesday.
Well, okay, it would be the Thursday pickup. Okay, so the actual Thursday pickup, we put it out on Wednesday. Right, right. I'm sorry, that's when we put it out. So everybody will be getting postcards, notifications. He thought it would be out by December, second week in December, which will begin January 1st. So people will have an opportunity to get these together.
So you said January 1st?
Yes.
It's going to start January?
Yes.
And instead of Thursday, it's going to be picked up on Friday?
Right, so you don't put it out on Wednesday.
Okay.
On the east side only. It will
Okay.
remain the same on the west side.
And what was the reason behind this?
Because the other communities that they were picking up needed to have one of those days, and we just had to rearrange the schedule for their access.
So there will be notifications sent,
I did,
mailed out?
I did, twice. No, they will all be mailed out. But you know, if you have newsletters or other means, I don't think I put it in right now because you don't want to confuse, but closer to December, middle of December. Might not be a bad idea. December, January. Any other comments, suggestions, announcements?
I have a comment.
Go ahead, Mr. Jackson.
I'm going to bring this up again, and I'm not going to wait too much longer until something happens. The sidewalk work up Levy Road is still incomplete.
Did you see the email from Mr. Wren?
Yeah,
So I saw one earlier.
3 or 4 of them.
He sent a second one.
Oh, but no, I didn't see the second one. What did the second one say?
Punch list has to be done within 2 weeks.
Within 2 weeks. Apparently, this company is doing work all over the area.
Don't
That's
care.
what he said.
Don't care.
Well, that's what the
Don't-
email said,
Okay,
Mr. Jackson.
well,
I'm
as far as-
just repeating it to you.
His company and that company, if you ask me, number one, it's a shame. Number two, they're almost to the point, again, of somebody's bonding company should have been called a while ago. There's no reason for that work to continue on. They have left the residents, people with disabilities, and the city open to litigation by not fixing that work. It is actually worse now than it was when they called themselves correcting or doing the work under contract. And how many months has it been?
Do you want the email read to you that he sent the
Please.
last one?
Please.
I followed up on this matter directly with the owner of Cat's Construction. He is committed to complete the punch list work within the next 2 weeks. I will coordinate with QCI to ensure that that happens. And if I could open the punch list, I can let you know what that is. Unless you open it. Oh, there it is. Oh my God.
Well, yeah, I know what the punch.
Does somebody want to give me a bigger phone?
I got pictures of all the
Yeah, you can.
sidewalks
It
and
says 2
curbs.
weeks.
Okay, there's 6 locations. Northeast corner of Libby and Craner, southwest corner of Libby and Elmwood, southwest corner of Libby and Arch, southeast corner of Libby and Thomas, and southeast and southwest corner of Libby and Clement. And then at the other side, there's the specs of what needs to get done in the punch list, just so you know. That was sent.
Okay. Okay, so he obviously has
He's got a plan.
he's got it in, right.
Like,
Okay, I think we're good to go.
Oh, one more thing,
John?
Madam Chair. I think I would hold off on this income tax thing, because I have a feeling this isn't the right version that she reviewed. I mean, obviously,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, I would either table it or give it another reading.
We can do that. We'd rather than
Yeah,
amend
to
it.
make sure. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Madam Chair, because it's time sensitive, we might need to vote on it prior to the next meeting.
I think we're going to have a couple. Irene, you had talked about a schedule for the budget meetings. Is there anything coming up next week?
Well, we had talked about a work session on the 30th of November. So I've been meeting with the directors and head of departments to put together the budgets.
Right.
And so hopefully we'll have at least a draft for this body to critique, review on the 30th or somewhere thereafter.
Or even the first week of December? Is that-
Sure, I'm just
Okay.
saying, but
Okay.
that's probably the earliest that we had talked about, and we're ready for this body
Okay.
to review.
Could this legislation wait that long? She said it was due last month.
It can wait. I mean, it's just a matter of getting it in the code, updating the code book. I mean, this actually doesn't take effect till the end of next year, so it's, we have time to pass it. And I just want to make sure, because I think we did a later version than September 17th, and I don't know, I just want to make sure that it's right, because I know we changed those sections, and so that makes me rather be safe than sorry, and for a couple more days.
Rita sent this to us. This is the wrong
So Rita
version.
is not, maybe it's Rita's concern that they need to go back and take a look at it rather than...
Rita sent this to
Yes,
us.
I know, but I think they have the wrong version.
They do, because it's not the one we sent.
No, yeah, no, that's not, didn't we say, we did one, we changed the date purposely to October. But anyway, so that, I mean, I think it's better to hold it off till, we could have a special council meeting on the 30th if we need to. Or we could wait till the 4th or the 2nd, or whatever it is.
Yeah. Okay. All right, thank you.